it's Sunday, which means I have a bit more time to make something a bit more interesting for breakfast, so I went with Greek avocado toast. I started by toasting a slice of my bread, and while it's toasting, I'm making a quick Greek salad. I chopped a bit of cucumber and then added it to a little bowl. I then chopped about half a pepper. This one's so cool, it has 2 colors. And I just make sure I chop everything in small pieces, as it will be on top of my toast, so I don't want big chunks of vegetables. I then chopped a few baby tomatoes and added them to my bowl too. I then chopped a tiny bit of red onion in small pieces and added it to the same bowl. I added some dried dill, although fresh would also work. I then added some olive oil, seasoned with salt and pepper, and gave it a good mix. I let it on the side and grabbed an avocado. I scooped out half and smashed it using my fork. I seasoned with salt and pepper and added some lemon juice. I then grabbed my pan and added some boiling water. I cracked an egg in my bowl and then slowly lowered it in the water. I did 2 eggs for me and 1 for Elsie, as she now expects an egg whenever I have one. I then served my toast and topped with the avocado. I spread it evenly and then topped with the Greek salad. I then topped with the egg, and then I thought it would be a good idea to try and balance the other egg on top, which obviously didn't work because poached eggs are so slimy. I then topped everything with loads of feta, and I know the presentation of this is not very impressive, but it tasted delicious. Bite of everything. So good. And the dill, even though I didn't have fresh dill, the dry one still gives it so much nice flavor and freshness. My only question is, should I have done, was that English? Should I have done 2 slices of bread? We'll see. I might have to add another slice of bread. For lunch, we're making my mom's recipe for roast chicken, which is my favorite. I started by peeling a few potatoes and then chopping them in wedges. I then added them to my baking pan and spread them around, leaving a bit of space in the middle. I then added my chicken in the middle. For spices, I'm using paprika, chillies and oregano. I do about 2 to 3 teaspoons of paprika and oregano, and as I was out of chili flakes, I used this chili, so I'm just using 1 teaspoon of that. I then added loads of olive oil and a couple of garlic cloves. I then started massaging the chicken to make sure it's coated with the spices. I also mixed the potatoes around so they get coated in spices too. I put it in a preheated oven at around 200 degrees Celsius for about an hour and a half, but check the packaging of your chicken, it will say how long it needs based on its size. After 45 minutes, I covered it with some foil to make sure it doesn't burn and put it back in the oven to finish cooking. And now the chicken is ready, so while I let it rest on the side for a few minutes, I'm making a quick coleslaw to go with. I'm starting by grating a carrot, and then I chopped a couple of pieces of this white cabbage. I used my mandolin slicer to shred it finely, but you can also chop it finely with a knife. Added some olive oil, lemon juice, and seasoned with salt. I then gave it a good mix, and my coleslaw is ready. I served some coleslaw in my bowl, and then served some potatoes and some chicken. I tend to like chicken breasts, so I served some, but I also had the chicken thigh later on, as it was so good and I love chicken, I couldn't resist.
Bravo Gigi, bravo.
After lunch, I had my usual tea and I got this fruit and nut cookie from Pret, which was delicious. I love Pret. And then dinner, I was still quite full from lunch, but I also didn't want to go to bed without dinner, so I'm serving some Greek yogurt in my bowl and topping with some berries, and that was a very simple but also delicious and light dinner. I hope you enjoyed this video and got some inspiration for some yummy meals. If you did, don't forget to like this video, and I'll see you in the next one.